Uncharted Drake's Fortune is an action-adventure game developed by Naughty Dog and published by Sony Computer Entertainment, originally released in November 2007 for the PlayStation 3. However, I am playing the PlayStation 4 version. The game follows Nathan Drake, the supposed descendant of the explorer Sir Francis Drake, as he seeks the lost treasure of El Dorado with help of his journalist Elena Fisher and mentor Victor Sullivan. Uncharted is one of the most celebrated franchises that Sony has ever published, and to this day it is still talked about, and we're getting a live-action movie, which I hope is pretty good. However, going back to this first game, the question that was going through my mind, does this still hold up? Starting with the positives, I gotta say that I really enjoy the cast of Uncharted. It is such a human cast that it feels like you know these characters. And the way they interact with each other, they just feel like real people. Like, when you start the game, you already know that Nathan and Victor have been on some wild adventures, and you can see that the bond that they have is genuine. And I think the reason has to be the incredible voice acting by Nolan North, Emily Rose, and Richard McGonigal. The voice acting in this game is phenomenal. There's no one really in my mind that I can think of that can replace Nolan North as Nathan Drake. He's just the voice of Nathan Drake. And I don't really see Tom Holland replacing him, though I think he'll do a good job. For a game that came out in 2007, I gotta say, Uncharted 1 is still really, really beautiful. The color green really emphasizes this game and is the color I think of when I play this game, and that's because of the jungle setting, and the jungle setting in this game is gorgeous. All the character designs are beautiful and they're animated very well for 2007, and this was really ahead of its time. Definitely making video games feel like movies, and I think that's what this game accomplishes more than anything, is that it feels like a movie, but you're playing a really awesome game. Of course, I can't talk about Uncharted without talking about its awesome soundtrack, and the first game is no exception. The soundtrack in this game is so good. The iconic Nathan Drake theme, it just fits the entire setting so well and fits the character of Nathan Drake so well. It's iconic and it's really, really good. While I do love this game, there are some things that I'm a bit iffy about. The gameplay of Uncharted isn't bad, but it is a little clunky. The 3D platforming works fine, but I did feel like there were some unnecessary deaths throughout my journey through this game. And maybe it's my fault, maybe it's just I'm bad, but it did feel very clunky, especially when compared to the other games in this franchise. However, I can forgive it because this is the first Uncharted game, and for 2007, it's not the worst thing ever. While I don't think the story for Uncharted is necessarily bad, it's not that great either. Aside from Nathan, Elena, and Sully, I felt like a lot of the other characters that you meet along the way were very one-note. They do add to the overall lore, and they do add some kind of story towards Nathan Drake and his backstory. But other than that, I can't really tell you much about them other than, oh, this guy is the bad guy. Oh, this guy is the old partner. Oh, there's that guy. And there's a bunch of people that are trying to kill you. I can't really think of anything negative to say about this game. Just, there were some mixed aspects to this game that I can take or leave. Overall, I think Uncharted 1 Drake's Fortune is an amazing game. And after all these years, it still holds up. There's a couple ways you can play this game. You can play the original PS3 versions, which is pretty fine, but if you want the more modern look of the game, have it be at 1080p, definitely pick up the Nathan Drake collection for the PlayStation 4. Big thanks to Miasma Senpai, my name is Doofy, and Warpay for supporting me on Patreon. You guys are awesome.